I don't know who can relate to this, but I made the mistake of getting back together with my on and off again boyfriend. And let me tell you, if you have an on and off again relationship with someone, there is a reason for that. It's because you are not supposed to be together. And I got back with him despite my better judgment, and he just discarded me again for the millionth time when I called him on some bullshit. When he went and talked to his ex-girlfriend and saw her in person and did not tell me and was out of contact for almost 4 hours, and I got upset about it. I got upset and he pulled away and then ignored me. And then didn't actually say he wanted to break up, made me say it. And I'm so mad at myself for doing this over and over. That behavior is unacceptable. And I can say it and I can mean it, but then I keep going back to it. And it's like a drug. These ups and downs, intense reunions. And I am so upset with myself for doing it. And I'm in therapy and I'm in a codependency group. And the thing that kills me is that I have been in other hard relationships that had failed for other reasons, but I've never been in a relationship where someone lies to me and isn't open and honest with me. And so I know they exist. I know that relationships with honesty exist and they're better. And yet I keep going back. It's like, I'm too old for this. I'm way too old for this. Anyway, if you are going through this, a similar thing, or have gone through a similar thing, I am with you. I am sorry. And I feel like dumb and weak. I hate that. Okay. I'm going to get better. I'm going to be better. Right? I'm going to go work on myself. And also, I am heartbroken. And it feels silly to say that.
So number one, I think it's really important to have an older gentleman on your roster. Somebody who knows how to make a dinner reservation, somebody who knows how to order wine, somebody who opens the door. He will probably give you investing advice. He will probably offer to take you to pedicures with him. He is a key component to this. He may even send you money sometimes. But the key is you have to actually like spending time with him. Number two, we're going to go to the opposite. We're going to go younger guy, mid to late 20s. As if his life depends on it, as if your body is the oxygen he needs to survive. It will be the best sex you've ever had. It will be super flirty. It will be fun conversations. You'll probably have to feed him dinner. Number three, guy more like your age. For me, mid to late 30s. More of the romantic guy. Like you could go to brunch with him on Sunday morning. You might cuddle with him a little bit. You might, chill at his house, whatever. He's more of like, if you were normally dating, you'd be like, oh, I could maybe see a future with him, but no future. No future. He's just a roster guy. Number four, the workout buddy. Could be a gym bro, could be a trainer. You'll get the best workout of your life. You'll look real cute in the gym, and the chemistry at the gym. And last, and I might get some hate on this one, the backup. The backup is key. The backup is the one you've gone on a couple dates with and you're like, I don't know. I just don't know if it's there. But he's reliable. He might fix your water heater if you need him to. You have a good time, but he's just he's not husband material, but he's good to keep around. Great backup. Very necessary. Let me know who I missed. I'm still building. That was my roster.
The concept of what we call dating is honestly practicing divorce. Try it as many times as you want to until you find the one. But what you've done is you've formed a habit of getting into things and getting out of them. So what ends up happening is when you get into a marriage and you're like, they're better than everybody else, when it gets tough, you're like, the first reflex I know to do is get out of it.
All right, got a lot to cover here tonight's coaching video, guys, so let's crack right into it. Here we have a few damaged females over the age of 30, can't lock down the high value guy, can't figure out why. So let's chat about this. So the very first chick that we featured, the very first clip that I shared with you tonight, she was sitting here talking about the guy that she's seeing now that constantly pulls away, constantly expects her to do all of the hard work and dump him. And then he comes back and then he sends her mixed messages. He runs hot and cold, and she is blatantly admitting that she cannot get enough of it. She cannot get rid of him. She cannot stop thinking about him. And all I have to say is, why is this any surprise? You know, I mean, I'm more surprised about any of the female haters I get over the age of 30 who follow this exact same pattern and then act like it's not happening. They act like these girls aren't making these decisions for themselves and some guy is just doing them wrong, or they're just having a string of bad luck, or they just can't meet their Prince Charming. You know, it's not their fault. It's completely their fault, right? They are the ones who are choosing these bad men. They are the ones who are selecting them, and they are just bypassing all the nice guys who do want to treat them right, who do want to treat them like princesses and queens and take care of them and give them good lives. No, they don't want those guys, right? They want the bad guys, the guys who are going to misbehave, the guys who are going to call them one day and then disappear for a whole week, the guys that they're barely ever going to hear from, the guys that turn them into their side chick, their situationship. That's the guys that they want. This is what makes them damaged goods. Okay? They are doing this by their own hand. Nobody is helping them, right? They don't need anybody's help. They're doing this all on their own. Okay? I mean, especially that first chick tonight. I mean, that chick has got to be heading into her late 30s, and she is still dating guys as if she's still a teenager, as if she's just like discovered love and she's dating her first crush, right? It's the same story with all of these DGs over 30, right? They choose these bad boys and then they turn around and call foul and play the victim. I'm tired of it. I don't feel bad for these girls, these women, I should say. I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them, and neither should you. Okay? Neither should you, because she said it herself. She can't get enough of it. You know, she wants to break up with him. She wants to let him go. She wants to find a decent guy, but she can't get enough of him, right? She can't get enough of this Chad who is just running amok in her life and causing her to lose sleep at night, cry at night, feel all these different emotions over him. They love that. They love this drama. And if you were to ever give her a healthy guy, if you were like able to go into God mode and just put a nice, healthy, like future husband in her life, you know what she would do to that guy? She would terrorize that guy, right? This is why these damaged females over 30 don't deserve a good guy, because she would terrorize that guy. She would take advantage of him. She would cheat on him. She'd lie to him. She'd steal from him. She'd abuse that guy. And I feel sorry for any good guy that ends up with a girl like that, right? As I always say, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So the fact that she's attracting these bad boys, I mean, the fact that she is attracting these type of guys into her life, that's because she is that way herself, right? Only she'll never be able to lock this guy down, because these guys, these bad boys, they're not stupid. They know they could get the younger woman. They know they could get the 22-year-old version of her. They don't need her, right? They don't need her, but she's convenient. She puts up with their crap. She doesn't go anywhere, so it's just an easy lay for them, right? It's just an easy lay. It's just a slam dunk, and you know, it's just easy, right? It's pretty effortless, but no way is that guy going to put a ring on some 38-year-old, you know, damaged female. No, he's not going to do that. That time has passed, right? That time would have been at minimum 28 years old, right? 10 years ago, not 38. So she's doomed to live out this existence as I always say, as many of these 30 damage-year-old women are, for the rest of her dating days, right? And the only way to stop this is to stop dating, or at least have some self-reflection, lower your standards, and you know, get some help, right? And I'm not talking about a therapist, and that's another thing with these chicks. Oh my goodness. Every single one of these damaged females over 30 has a therapist, if not multiple therapists, on their speed dial, on their cell phone, ready to go, ready to go. Tell them whatever they want to hear. Just, you know what, here's a credit card. Now tell me exactly what I want to hear, you therapist, you. No, that's also like a huge red flag, almost as big as a woman who's covered in tattoos, is if she has a therapist, if not multiple therapists, right? That's a pretty big red flag, and that is something that you see very common with a lot of these DGs over 30. They have therapists, and not only that, but they will expect you to have a therapist too, because you're my age, mister, so you must have some emotional baggage too. So you better have your therapist too, because that's hot to me. Some of these girls have said that, like, oh, that's hot when the guy has his therapist too. No. I mean, I'm well over 30. I don't need a therapist. You know what my therapist is? 22-year-old women, 21-year-old women. I don't need like some 50-year-old female telling me, telling me whatever I want to hear because I'm giving her my credit card number. No. So sad but true, but all of them have therapists. And just to crack into the second clip I featured tonight, we have to talk about this girl, the one that says that she has a dating rotation of men. Like, she has a lineup. She called it a lineup of men, right? I have to have the older guy who knows how to order wine, take me to fancy restaurants, has resources. Then you got to have the younger guy in your lineup who can F you like there's no tomorrow and encompasses your body. And then thirdly, you have to have this guy who, this nerdy guy in your lineup who will do all the favors for you and to help you move and, move your furniture around and buy your stuff at Home Depot. You have to have that guy. And then fourth, you have to have this guy. She literally has a lineup. This chick is literally talking about having a lineup of men in her life. Oh, and then she talked about having the bed buddy or the friends with benefits or something like that, the situationship. Unbelievable. I mean, you want to talk about damaged goods? Any of those female haters that go into my comments and start hating on me and say, no, you take it easy on these girls. It's not their fault. No, I'm not taking it easy on them because they did it to themselves. And you listen to these chicks for yourself, and you can hear them talk about their experiences and what they do for yourself. And if you could still sit there and say they're not damaged goods, you're just not living in reality. So this chick was saying she has a lineup of different men, multiple men in her life that she's all banging, yet somehow at the end of the line, she's supposed to land a good guy who's going to take care of her and marry her off. Who would want a chick like this? Even a low value guy would not want a chick like this. I mean, this chick is beyond low value. I mean, not only is she a 304, and not only is she for the streets, and not only is she DG, but she's bad news, man. She's toxic, And of course, she has to have the duck lips, right? She had so many of these girls, oh my gosh, doing this these days, just inflating their lips like basketballs. You just stop, ladies. You look ridiculous. You look absolutely dumb and stupid when you inject your lips and they become the size of basketballs. Even if you try to do it slightly like this chick did, you can tell. And the only message you're sending to guys is that you're insecure, right? That's all the message you send to guys is you're insecure, you don't love yourself, and you have low self-esteem. That's the only message you send. It's just like women with fake tits, right? You ever see women with like those big ass fake tits? They're not sending a message like, oh my gosh, look at her, right? No, all you're telling guys is like, that chick is insecure, and she usually has like some type of emotional damage or mental damage, or both. And she has some childhood trauma that she never fixed. That's all you see, right? It's very sad that these chicks actually think they look good with that. I mean, I've coached thousands of guys around the world. I will tell you right now, I have never had a single guy go, Em, you know what I'm really looking for? This is what I need you to help me find. A woman with duck lips. That's really what I want. A woman who has fake boobs and that Brazilian butt surgery where her butt's has that, it's sticking out. That's what I really want. No, I've never had a single guy ever ask me for that. And I mean, they've done the research too, and they found that They did a study on, they showed men like women who are natural, just natural looking, naturally attractive, versus women who've actually done work to their face, plastic surgery or whatnot. And overwhelmingly, I think it was almost astonishingly, unanimously across the board, all the guys chose the natural looking woman. And when they looked at the woman who did work to herself, the same thoughts entered their heads. Low self-esteem, insecure, emotional baggage, childhood trauma, all of these negative, basically all of these negative thought loops came into their minds whenever they saw somebody who had done work to themselves. As you do, right? You don't see like a woman with all this plastic surgery, walking down the street and go, oh yeah, she's so confident in herself, so strong and independent. No, instead you're like, man, this chick needs to see a psychiatrist, man. She hates herself. She does. That's what you usually see. Or if she dyes her hair, you're like, even as simple as dyeing her hair, it's like you have to wonder, like, oh, okay, does she hate herself? Believe it or not, some people think I dye my hair and I don't. I'm like, this is my natural hair color, dude. You can see I even have some like white in my hair. You can hear I'm getting some white hairs around there. If you see it, I don't dye it. But yeah, it would be impossible to dye your hair and still have white hair. But no, this is my natural hair color. Obviously, it was like light brown when I was a child. Even as a teenager, it was like light brown. Now all of a sudden, it's gotten really dark. I don't know why. But no, I do not dye my hair. That is my natural hair color. And yes, I do have a few gray hairs. You can see they're starting to come out. I got a few, right? But not many. But again, you can't, there's no way. Because some guys are like, you dye your hair? I'm like, no, dude, absolutely not. That's for like complete pussies. I don't. This is my natural hair color. And, again, there's no way you could dye it and still have gray hairs in there. I am getting a few, but not much. I've mentioned before, my father didn't even get gray hairs until he was like closing in on 60. Neither did my mom. I mean, my parents look like kids, even like going into their 60s. And the secret is, by the way, is not stressing and enjoying your life, right? That's really the secret to just not aging as quickly as you should, right? You have to control your cortisol levels. It's really about how you deal with stress. People who deal with stress poorly and weigh their lives down, right? They might have kids early or, take out a mortgage early or just have all this stress early. They usually tend to age a lot worse, and then they start getting like gray hair everywhere. But for most guys, I mean, even like the guys I went to high school with that I was really good buddies with, that have kind of like had the same thought process that I did, that we're always laughing at stuff and we never really stressed off anything. Those guys too, I mean, they probably have a few gray hairs like mine, but we still have our full head of hair, right? I still have a full head of hair. I just had a haircut recently, but it's still like full, voluptuous and thick, and yes, natural hair color. Not too many grays yet, but I'm sure as we go on, I will start to get more grays, but not gonna cover them up, man. It's just part of life, And I tell these girls, the best thing you could do is just age gracefully, right? If you age gracefully, that's 1,000 times better than you like effing up your face and looking like my ex from 2006, who now literally looks like the Terminator. It's very sad. She was this beautiful girl, man, but now she looks like the Terminator, right? Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. It's sad, and many of these girls do. And it all starts with doing simple things like the Botox, the collagen injection, the duck lips. Oh my goodness. Regardless, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. These ladies we featured tonight. Drop your comments below and let me know what you think. Anything I missed, anything you'd like to add or share, please drop them in the comments below. Always love to see you guys in my comments. I always love to read them, so please feel free to drop your comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure that if you love my work, if you love what I'm teaching here, it's adding value to your life, if you want to help me out, jump into 7 months of mastery. You're going to get a ton of value out of it. This is my personal program where I teach you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women in the world. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm not talking about single moms, divorced single moms. damaged women over 30, women with 5 therapists. No, I'm talking about the cream of the crop, just young, attractive, beautiful, and very classic and traditional women who are not like modern women. I teach you where to find these girls, how to cold approach them, and how to bring them into your life. I have many successful students around the world now, many of which have gotten married and had children and had families. It's crazy, with women that are, that are beyond, let's say, a bit out of their league, to put it nicely, right? They were able to get women who were more attractive than they would normally have gotten if they hadn't been in mastery, and women that they probably would not have found if they had never gone through my mastery program and learned my teachings, right? So I teach you this stuff, and I teach you from a red pill perspective. I'm a professional pickup artist. I've been out there for the last 3 decades now. I've been coaching men since the 90s, so I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I know how to find these girls. I still go out to this very day, and so I'm still fresh in the game, and you're gonna learn a ton and get a ton out of value out of my 7 months of mastery program, right? And it's really easy to sign up. Well, right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next